Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and the story of Alec and Ella. As we know now, Alec's parents are not who they seem. They definitely prefer their business over their son, and that's just crazy to me. Yeah. Let's continue the story with Ella. Visiting the Queen of Hearts was a trip, but watching Diamond and Legend drag off Alec? That was a shocker. I pull out my phone and text Bri. Call me Ella. You won't believe what just happened. My own Bri. I was just about to text you the same thing. Call me Ella. What's wrong? Are you and Knox okay? My own Bri. We are. We just need you here. Call me Ella. Where are you? My own Bri. Knox's place in the charm. There's no question what place Bri's talking about. It's Knox's apartment in the Lasham building. For a moment, I wish I knew the first thing about my enchanter powers. I could create a flying carpet or something and get me home quickly. Instead, I settled for running across the park. By the time I reached the Lasham building, I'm a sweaty mess. I hit the button for Knox's floor. The elevator seems to creep along slowly until I reach the right spot. The door slowly opened with a metallic hum. I jog to Knox's door and grip the handle. It's unlocked. My skin prickles over with worry. I twist the handle and open the door. What I see inside shocks me. Boxes lie everywhere. Bri and Knox stand by the wall. Their faces are pale with worry. Bri raises her arms in a clear call for comfort. I race over. We share a hug. What happened? I ask. Alec is gone. All his stuff is boxed up. And I'm evicted, as Knox. Bri breaks our hug. Our apartment is the same deal. Everything is boxed up. We've got an eviction notice too. Stepping back, I try to process all this. Not happening. Where are we going to sleep tonight? Asks Bri. I still have a place in the village, I say. You guys can crash there if you like. I press my palms against my eyes. I can't believe Legend and Diamond did this to us. Poor Alec. What about Alec? Asked Knock. His voice is a bit of a growl. I don't blame him. If I were a shifter, I'd be full wolf right now. I don't know how to say this, but the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. I'm no expert in my powers, but I can tell when a spell is activated. What? Asked Bri. An electric charge fills the air. Magic. I may not be able to cast many spells, but I do know when I've tripped one off. I set my pointer finger over my lips and mouth the sound. Shh. Knox nods. He mouths some words of his own, tracking spells. I don't say another thing. Neither does Knox and Bri. We simply walk away and leave the building. Once we're a safe distance away, Bri stops. What we do about our boxes, she asks. There are personal things I want. We'll leave it for now, says Knox. If they put a listening spell on the apartment, they definitely put spells on our stuff. Bri gasps. But those pictures and then things, they're mine. Knox is right, I state. We can get everything later. Sadly, the more personal your stuff, the more likely it is to be bugged. Knox pulls Bri into his arms. We can't put the boxes in storage for now. Or we can. So we'll be okay, yeah? Bri leans into my shoulder. Yeah, we're safe. The words send a jolt of fear from my insides. We don't know the same thing about Alec. No, we don't. Knox narrows his eyes. We need to talk. I rub my neck. I shouldn't have mentioned my place in the village. They'll cast more surveillance spells there. I have lots of wards set up, but they aren't perfect. I shoot a guilty glance at Bri. She got abducted from my apartment once. Ours is a safe house in Jersey, offers Knox. We can go there. Azizi is Knox's adopted father, is an old werewolf and tough as nails. Ours has also been around for centuries. Knox could say Azizi owns a nuclear fallout shelter that's hidden under the Statue of Liberty, and I'd probably believe it. With that, we do the only thing we can. Grab a cab to Jersey. And hope Alec is okay. It turns out, as a safe house is located under the bleachers of an abandoned speedway. Yeah, that's right. Safe house, bleachers, speedway, Jersey. Talk about your unexpected turns in life. Inside the safe house is an open space of mouldy wood. A bunch of beds sits against the wall. The air is musty, cobwebs dangle from the ceiling. The cab driver thought we were nuts to get dropped off here. I'm starting to understand why. Knox flicks on the lights. Sorry, this isn't fancier. It's the only place I'm certain the Lasham don't know about. There won't be any tracking spells here, that's for sure. And we can find something better ASAP. I'm just happy as is this place, I say. And I've never gone camping before, adds Bry. That'll be an adventure. This will be one too. Cool. Knox steps over to the nearby closet. All the bed stuff is here. There should be some canned junk over in the kitchen area. One by one, Knox hauls large plastic bags off linens from the closet. Without another word, Knox and Bryce set up beds. Their movements flow exactly in tandem, like they've done this 1,000 times. I wonder if I'll ever be that way with someone, which raises a question. What's happening with Alec, anyway? I shake the thought off. We need to make this place livable before we can discuss what to do about Alec. Since Bry and Knox have the bedding covered, I move to the kitchen area. There's an ancient sink with a rusted faucet. The water runs red for a bit before it goes clear. Gross. Maybe we should order pizza, I offer. Knox nods. It's an idea I like. Soon we're all set up, and Knox has finished a pizza run. We set up a makeshift dinner area on the floor and chow down. Once we're all filled up with cheesy goodness, I toss my paper plates and make an announcement. I'm sure you're wondering what happened today. The thought did cross my mind. Well, our minds, says Knox. But we wanted to wait until you were ready. Thanks for that. I pop open a new can of Diet Coke. I'm ready now. With that, I launch into everything, starting with Cinder Mercantile. I never told Bry or Knox about the place. Sharing about my parents just sucks. Then I move on to my first visit to the Queen of Hearts when I was 15, and that leads up, well, to today's adventure. I begin with Blackavia's visit to the school. From there, I explain how Alec and I got an audience with the Queen of Hearts, along with a promise of help if we find a Cheshire cat, and with Alec disappearing thanks to his parents. Along the way, Brian Knox asks questions. Brian is especially interested in Cinder Mercantile. For his part, Knox sniffs out the bizarre love history between my stepfamily and Alec's parents, so I explain that too. I go through how my mother turned down Legend Lasham, the way my stepmother and Diamond blame my mum for everything, and how the Lasham seem to think that the family's under a curse. By the time I'm done, I've downed 6 slices of pizza and a half-gallon Diet Coke. After Central Park, Alec hasn't answered any of my calls or texts. I'm worried about him. I scan Knox and Bryce's faces. Has he contacted you? Not a word, says Knox. Legend and Diamond must be keeping him under wraps. I haven't seen his parents like this since we were little. I pull my knees against my chest. What happened then? I'm sure you've noticed how Legend and Diamond love the spotlight, says Knox. Hard to miss, cracks Bry. One time, they brought Alec on an afternoon talk show, explains Knox. I think it was the one with the human woman who wears huge red glasses. Anyway, Alec was only 9 or so. I came along to keep Alec company because, well, that's what we do. Watch each other's backs. You guys are sweet that way. Bry pats Knox's hand. So what happened next? The talk show host had asked Alec if he wanted to take over Lasham someday. He said he didn't. Instead, Alec said he wanted to be as free as a wolf. A wolf, repeats Bry. Why would he say that? Alec knew I'd started going on runs with Az. He thought it was cool. My heart cracks for poor little Alec. What kid doesn't want to be free and run like wolves? I mean, but when he's 9 years old, hell, I think I'd do that right now. What do Legend and Diamond do? I ask. Knox shakes his head. Took Alec and ran. I frown. What do you mean they ran? What happened to you? Knox chuckles. I got left in the studio in Midtown for a few hours. Someone took pity on me and let me borrow a phone to call Az. Knox shakes his head. I've never seen the guy more angry. Az picked me up and drove right over to the Lasham building. They wouldn't let either of us in. Alec ghosted me for a year after that. Let me get this straight. Bry's brow pulled together. You didn't talk to Alec for a whole year? Nope, answers Knox. And when we connected again, he never said a word about the whole thing. He just called me and invited me over to play a new game. But I'll tell you what, Alec never made a misstep in front of the press again. He always says that he loves Lasham and can't wait to run it one day. A shiver runs up my back. What kind of parents keep their kid from his best friend for a whole year? Do you think they'll hurt him? Legend and Diamond? Asked Knox. No, they wouldn't hurt him physically, but I think he was basically in time out until they felt he came around. I know, slowly, thinking through this news. Alec wouldn't put up with being locked up now. No, he wouldn't, says Knox. My eyes widen as a realisation appears. They must have something on him. Like what? Asked Bry. Knox rakes his hand through his hair. I think you're onto something. Alec is a good heart. His parents, not so much, especially when it comes to their company. Bry scooches closer to me. I'll tell you one thing. Alec cares about you. We're just friends, I say quickly. Knox taps his nose. That's not how he smells to me. A mixture of joy and worry battles it out inside me. I'm happy Alec cares, as friends of course, but I'm still anxious about what's happening to him. I focus on Knox. You know Alec the best. What should we do? Wait and see, answers Knox. If I know Alec, he's already working on a plan. We just need to stay alert, ready to act when he gives us a signal. I let out a small groan. I hate waiting. There's one thing we can do in the meantime, offers Bry, and that's search for the Cheshire Cat. True. I scan the bare room. There are no computers here. Plus, I can't access Gustav and his gang from this distance, which means there's nothing I can do to find Chesh right this second. We will simply have to wait until we reach a better safe house. I tear my napkin into little bits and try not to freak out. Alec, please be all right. God, it's so sad, guys. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. What cruel parents they are, right? Thanks for listening to this episode. Many blessings.